This woman forbade her husband from going to his ex's funeral. And what would the husband say? He will burn their marriage down to the ground over it. Guys, let's get into this. This is going to be spicy. Okay, so the title of the Reddit here says, am I the a-hole for not wanting my husband to go to his ex's funeral? Okay, so it starts. I will admit, I am biased right off the bat. I couldn't stand her. Okay. Hey, at least OP's honest, right? I call her his ex to myself and others. He called her his friend. We are all in our early 40s. She died recently. Aneurysm. Rest in peace. I've been with him for 10 years. But he had known her for 20 plus years. Okay. All right. I can understand why he would call her his friend in the situation, but I digress. Let's keep going. The way he tells it. They were friends in college, decided to date, got married, then realized they weren't a great couple and decided to just be friends. All that happened years before I met him. It was clear early on that she was important. Okay. Sounds good so far, right? Like, they were friends, so they were married, they divorced, but they remained friends way before she even came into the picture. Okay. Sounds fair, but let's keep going. A couple of months into dating, it came up that his friend was actually his ex-wife. He explained the above to me, saying that she was one of his closest friends and that it was purely platonic. Okay. I expressed some discomfort at him being so close to an ex, and he told me, that's fine. If you have a serious issue with it, let me know now and save us some time. I will choose her. Whoa. I'm sorry, I don't even know what to say there, but let's keep going. I like you and all, but I have known her for over 12 years, and she's one of the most important people in my life. You will have to be okay with that if you want us to be a thing. Okay, all right, so that's fair, right? So this was when they first started dating. So obviously, like, somebody you just started dating. I mean, let's put ourselves in the husband's shoes here. You just started dating this person, and all of a sudden they're low-key kind of implying that they want you to start being friends with someone that you've known for years. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's understandable that she's been insecure about, like, his friendship with his ex, especially at the beginning stages where you're still learning to trust each other, right? But let's keep going. This was at the beginning, by the way. Okay. So when we were engaged, I asked again. He gave me this perplexed look and said, why would us getting married affect my friendships? Fair. Like, you knew what you were getting yourself into. He told you right off the bat that this was an important friendship to him. So at this point, if you are now getting engaged to him, you should already know that that's a friendship that you cannot get rid of. And he warned you at the beginning, right? Okay, I'm not loving OP so far here at this point, but I digress. I sucked it up and went along. I resented every moment of knowing her, especially when we had to be social. She understood some part of him I couldn't. Her husband was friends with mine as well, so it's not like I could use him as an angle. Oh, sis. Miss sounds a little manipulated, but alright. He would have lunch with the ex. They would go to the geeky movies and whatever. Okay, I'm sorry to stop here, but it sounds more like OP's husband and his ex are more like really close friends, like best friends at this point. Like, it seems like their marriage is not even, like, their past marriage is not even an issue here, especially when, like, her husband is even friends with the ex's husband. Like, come on, miss. There's a lot of insecurities here, but I'm gonna shut the L up and let's just keep going here. The few times I brought it up, he said, we had this conversation before. You had your chance to back out. He's right. He did give her the chance to back out at the beginning. She went along with it. She died after they had lunch the other day on her way to her car. Oh my God. Oh, I feel bad for her husband. He spent a bunch of time crying, but honestly, I was relieved. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. OP is not selling me on her at all. Like, what?
What a bitch.
He was working with her husband on funeral planning. I told him, you don't think you're going, do you? Oh, hell no. Seriously, OP? Wow. Wow. Where is the compassion here? Yes, you must have been insecure. Yes, you were jealous of this woman, but seriously? My argument summed up. She's dead, so she's not a factor anymore. He doesn't get to use his "she's my friend" excuse since she doesn't exist anymore. He had his cry for a couple of days. He gets to be done with mourning her already. Oh, hell no.
What a bitch.
There is no need for him to go to a funeral, so I wouldn't want her at his. Guys, I'm just gonna say here, my reaction right now is actually legit because I am just reading this for the first time as well. So every reaction you see on my face is not even being acted out. Like, this is legit. What the hell? What the helly?
What the helly? What the helly? The helly auntie?
Is OP for real? For real? Where is the compassion? What? Okay, I'm just gonna keep going because I'm gonna get heated real quick. But are you serious? He just lost his friend. Somebody that he had known for like, what, 20 years? He just lost his friend. Do you not have a heart, OP? Like, no matter how jealous you are, no matter how insecure you've been, somebody just died. And then you're gonna stop him, your husband, that you claim to care so much about and love, from going because you've been jealous of this woman your entire marriage period. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. Let's go. Okay. He was the angriest I have ever seen him when I told him that, replying that he will be going no matter how I feel, and that he's willing to burn this to the effing ground. Work. I am loving her husband here because what the hell? While holding up his wedding band. He said that while holding up his wedding band. We all know what that means. Besides you, she was the closest friend in my life. Exactly. Like, that's his best friend. You gonna stop him from going to his best friend's funeral. Someone that it sounds like he might have witnessed her dying because he was also the last person that saw her before she died. Like, that has nothing to do with this, but that would screw with a person's head anyways already. And now you're trying to add onto that stress, onto that, like, trauma, onto, like, his grieving time by bringing your nonsense, your insecurities into this and telling him he can't go to his best friend's funeral. Are you being for real, OP? Yo, this is on another level. Him, her husband, and my sisters are calling me an insensitive asshole over this. I mean, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. I mean, I will not just call you the asshole. I'll call you the B word too, because Miss Ma'am, you are being a bitch. All saying that there was no romantic aspect to the relationship, right? And that I am heartless. Her husband went so far as calling me a goal for how I have reacted. Period. A goal. I mean, I would call her what I called her before, the B word. I never felt their relationship was appropriate, and I hid that for years because I wanted to be with my husband. Now that she's gone, I don't feel I should have to hide it anymore and can speak freely. Am I the a-hole for just wanting him to be done with her and for him to not attend the funeral? Okay, guys. This one, I haven't, I know that Reddit has put a judgment in there, but before I read what the judgment is, my personal judgment here is yes, OP, you are absolutely the a-hole here. Do you not have a heart? Like, Miss Ma'am, show some compassion. Like, this man just lost his best friend, and all you can care about is your precious insecurities because he's still friends with his ex-wife, who apparently there seems to be no romantic involvement here. They're just friends. They're just platonic friends. And from what I read, they used to be friends before they became married. So like the friendship continued after the divorce. Like they stayed friends. And you are going to stop a person from going to the funeral of his best friend. If Opie doesn't get her shit together, she's about to lose her husband in one fell swoop. Because this man is literally saying he is ready to divorce her ass if she tries to stop him. Miss, if you really love this man, you better let him go. Because I don't know what him going to a funeral, like, yeah, she's dead. All that is, like, there is no need to even be worried that this woman is going to come between you and your husband. He just wants to go pay his final respects to this woman. What is wrong with some people? Anyways, guys, there is actually an update on here about this. So before I go on with the update, Reddit deemed OP the arsehole and is considered heartless by all. I mean, was there any doubt about that? Like, we all agree she is heartless because, anyways, I digress. Now to the update. Okay, so she said, we've been together for 10 years, but he's choosing to end all of that because of how I reacted to his ex-wife's death. They were friends. Now, I put this there because she put quotation marks in there. When we met. And his claim was that they had dated and gotten married while they were young and dumb, before realizing they worked better as friends than as a couple. Okay, fair. There've been cases where you mistake friendship for romantic feelings, and then, you realize, okay, this person actually works more better for me as just friends rather than a romantic partner, and people are able to actually go back to being just friends. I mean, I actually have some exes that I am still friends with till this day, and there is no romantic feelings there. It happens. It's rare, but it does happen. He told me that if I wanted a relationship with him, I needed to accept she would always be a part of his life. He would do things like go to geek movies with her and sometimes her husband. They would do their tabletop gaming, all of which I found boring. Okay, so he had a lot in common with this woman, which obviously seemed to have made you even more insecure and more jealous. Because it doesn't, like, there has been nothing here that OP has mentioned about this woman causing problems in their marriage or whatever. She just seems to be bothered that the husband's still friends with the ex-wife and seems to have a lot in common with the ex-wife as opposed to her, from what I am gathering from this. He and I had a mostly happy marriage, I thought, but I had to deal with her presence and pretending she and her husband were friends. But they were your husband's friends. Why? I hated her. Jeez. So that's a very strong word. And when she died, I was relieved. I didn't want him going to her funeral, saying now that she was out of his life, he was done with her. I was called cold and callous for wanting to put my foot down. You were being cold and callous, Miss Ma'am. Yes, he went to the funeral. Clock it. Which I was very uncomfortable with. I asked him not to go again, and he just gave me this cold, expressionless stare. Ooh, sounds like at that point, the husband was done. She was cremated, And my husband was given a little bit of our ashes in a small urn the size of a pill bottle. Aww, that is very nice. I told him it was creepy to have them, and he flipped me the bird. I love her husband. The past month plus of my life has been a nightmare because of her dying. I know this woman did not just make somebody dying about her. Wow, talk about insensitive. My husband is barely talked to me, and I have received texts from nearly all of our friends and family calling me a monster, because that's what you are, Miss Ma'am. All because someone saw my original post on Reddit and shared it with everyone they could, even people at my job. Most of the posts here were nice in comparison to the things the people I thought were my friends said. I mean, obviously they're just telling the truth, because you're mad that people are now seeing your true colors, because it sounds like that's what's really bothering them. People are really seeing your true colors now, because that was callous, Miss Ma'am. I was just out of town for several days on a work trip. On Friday, I came home to a partly empty house, his car gone, and a petty sounding letter saying that we would be getting a divorce. Not that he wanted one, that it was going to happen. He had already filed. Anybody surprised here? I'm not surprised. I am actually happy he did that, because she really showed her true colors. She has been hiding that true colors for the past 10 years. The woman, and she just shown it, right? And it's not even that she showed it at like maybe a moment where, maybe she and her husband could go to like counseling or whatever. She showed it at the absolute wrong time too. The man was grieving, and all you could do is make it about yourself. Unbelievable. He said that my post was one of the most hurtful things he has ever read, and that my jealousy of his friendship was insane, which it was. He wrote, I effing watched her die. See, now remember I mentioned that he must have actually seen, because he was the last person to speak with this woman before she died, right? Which was, he must have seen her when she died. That trauma alone. And it just confirmed that. She was walking by my side when it happens. Holy effing. Wow. I digress. I'm going to continue. She was walking by my side when it happened. I have nightmares about it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Poor OP's husband. I feel bad for him. Oh my goodness. He said, I'll be keeping the house because I don't want to spend every morning waking up to a reminder of years of lies that was our marriage. He left a list of what he's taken, saying I can keep the rest. His last line was, if it had been me instead of her, she would have been there for you in an instant. Remember that. Wow. I learned he's staying with her husband because that man sent me a long text telling me to stay away from his home, and he regretted ever letting me into his life. At least OP's husband, or I guess we can say soon to be ex-husband, is grieving with people that actually understand, and he's grieving together with his best friend's husband. They can grieve together and try to get through this together, because clearly his wife ain't no help. If anything, she's actually making things even worse. So I'm glad he at least has that support, and I'm glad that he can also be a support for his best friend's husband as well. My own sister said if she learned I was dating someone, she'll fill him in on what a black-hearted C-word I am. Honestly, I'm on the sister's side. Whoever marries this woman needs to know the kind of person she is, because that's just cruel. It's so cruel and heartless. So yeah, my husband is divorcing me because of his first wife's death. She's more important to him, and it seems to our friends than keeping our marriage together is. That doesn't even make any sense. She's screwing up my life even from the grave. You know what is pissing me off about this whole thing is that she's still not taking accountability. She is still not holding herself accountable for the breakdown of her marriage. She's still not holding accountable for the fact that people are telling her what you're saying is completely heartless and cruel, and you're being very insensitive to a terrible situation. She's still not like owning up to her mistakes, to our own faults. She's still blaming the husband and still blaming a dead person. How cruel can you be, Miss Ma'am? Jesus Christ. Anyways, we're gonna go to the comments here and hear what people have to say about this, because if I keep going, I'm just gonna keep going, and it's pissing me off that I cannot believe that she's still freaking clueless and cannot even hold herself accountable for the fact that she ruined her own marriage with her own hands. And the fact that even her own sister is not on her side on this situation should tell her everything she needed to know. Everybody is telling her that she's the B word here. And no, Miss Ma'am ain't even taking ownership of that. No. She is still sticking by her guns. Jesus Christ, the people are annoying as hell. Anyways, okay. So here's a comment here by Meaty Rita, who says, so glad there seems to be no kids. I mean, yeah, because it makes the divorce, easier and simpler, right? Someone said, she's screwing up my life even from the grave. Girl. My sentiments exactly. Because honestly, is there anything more we even need to say after that sentence? Because seriously, really? Another one person here, I'm not going to say the person's name out loud because there is a cuss word and I don't know if YouTube allows that. But this person said, I am not sure I'd ever truly read something written in first person by a true narcissist until I read that update. Anyone I've met who is one is somehow covert about it. In her update, she's so clear that she still sees nothing wrong with anything she did. At least she described what the reactions were, so we got the satisfaction of knowing nobody in her life is going to let her get away with it. I hope she keeps her life as is now, and also hope she never has children. Okay, I don't know about the end of that part, but I definitely am glad that people did hold her accountable, even though she's not holding herself accountable. And just like this person said, she definitely really is a narcissist, because she made someone's death all about herself. Literally no sympathy, no compassion, nothing. It's just so cruel. Okay, another person here says, also, my life has been a nightmare this past month because of her dying. Like, no, your life has been a nightmare due to your absolute shit attitude and horrid jealousy. Exactly, because it doesn't seem like this woman was ever a problem. She was just her husband's best friend. Why is your life an absolute... Anyways, another one here said, she's looking out for her friend even in death. Otherwise, OOP would still be with him pretending to be someone she's not. And that's actually true, because if the best friend / ex-wife hadn't died, OP would have continued to hide her true colors, right? It's not nice that the poor woman died before she showed her true colors, but at least the husband found out early enough that he could divorce her and leave her and get on with his life, I can't imagine the kind of hate she felt for her that she could even suggest he not go to the funeral. But to tell him she didn't want him, then post on here, have everyone tell her how wrong she was, and then she tried again. He's lucky she still felt threatened with her dead, or she might have kept that act up. Exactly. She should have left at the start and not wasted 10 years of his life, right? Because he actually he gave her an out at the beginning of the relationship. Like, if you're not comfortable with this, you need to let me know now and we can end this right away, because I am not ditching my friend for you. And she said no, and she went along with it. And she mentioned, even when they were about to get married, she said it again, and he said that that's not going to happen. Why didn't you say something earlier? And you kept that hatred in your heart for 10 years. That's pathetic. Okay, yeah. Now he's mourning the loss of his friend and the woman he thought his wife was, while divorcing a heartless, hateful woman. The words couldn't have been better said than that, honestly. Anyways, guys, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time on this channel. Bye.